Hi, everybody. Hi. Aha. Hi. Well, here I am again. Ah, boy, I had a nice time in the Spanish group. I'm sure I'm going to have a nice time with you all. Let me see. Okay. Um, yeah, we were talking about all kinds of stuff. But today I was talking with a friend. His name is Richard Iniguez. I'm sure you have heard of him before, but it's been a while, and I'll talk to you about him in a little teensy weensy while. So, how was your week? I hope it was nice. Father gave me this little book about wit. It's called Wit and Witticisms, but it's an old book, 1999, and it's from the National Federation of the Blind, and they're really funny little thingies. Well, they're not really that funny. They're just kind of weird. Oh, they're really. It says, they're little. They're really cute, but they're for little kids. Okay, little kids, this is for you. Do you have little kids around? Well, bring them in because this is for the little kids. Why did the elephant tease his girlfriend? Because she took too long to powder her nose. Ugh. What did the snail say as he rode on the back of the turtle? He said, "Wee." Okay. How did the pig with laryngitis feel? He felt disgruntled. Oh my God, it's getting worse. What do you get when you cross a centipede and a parrot? A walkie-talkie. Okay, that's enough of these. I'm getting kind of like sick. Why couldn't the pony talk? Because he was a little horse. Hmm. Are the kids getting these? I don't think so. They're too much for little kids today because kids don't read, some of them. Why do birds fly south for the winter? Why do you think birds fly south for the winter? Because it's too far to walk. Oh, please. What do you get from a bratty cow? Spoiled milk. It's getting worse, isn't it? Is it? Who is it that pigs write letters to? Their pen pals. Get it? Where they live? Pen pals. Oh, I don't know if I can take this anymore. What do you get when you cross a turtle and a porcupine? A slow poke. Okay, people don't even know what a porcupine is nowadays, I don't think. Well, okay. These are kind of weird little jokes. Okay. Three little old ladies, the trials were discussing the trials of getting older. One said, "One time I caught myself with a jar of mayonnaise in my hand in front of the refrigerator, and I couldn't remember if I was putting it away or starting to make a sandwich." Okay. Now here's the other one. The second lady chimed in, "Yes, sometimes I find myself on the landing of the stairs, and I can't remember if I was on my way up or my way down." The third lady responded, "Well, I'm glad I don't have that problem. Knock on wood." And she goes, and then she says, "That must be the door. I'll get it." Oh, this is from this little book somebody gave me. Not that good. Okay. It says, your dog for sale eats anything and is fond of children. Oh my gosh, it's getting worse. A 3-year-old teacher needed for preschool. Experience preferred. Okay. These are little, these are things they ask for. It says here, tired of cleaning yourself? Let me do it. Jeez, this is pretty sad. I will not read these anymore. These are for the little kids, okay? Hmm. Okay. Then he says, okay, a commentary on culture. What do you do with little green monsters? You wait until they ripen. You know what? This is getting worse. I think I'll stop. How does God wash the ocean? With tide twice a day. Get it? With tide twice a day. Oh, who brought me this book? Was Father Al. Father Al had this book. I stole it from him, but now I regret it. Knock, knock. Who's there? Isabel. Isabel who? Isabel not working? Oh my God, it's getting worse. Maybe I should stop now while I'm ahead. Let me see. What do you get when you cross a snowman with a vampire? Frostbite, of course. Why are wise man and wise guy opposite? This is pretty bad. Okay, now I'm going to stop because it's just too much. Okay, now I'm going to tell you about my friend Richard Iniguez. He just called me and I haven't heard from him in ages. And I know you know him because you've seen one of his movies, I'm sure. One of them is called The Deadly Tower. Remember that one in the 1970s, I believe? The Deadly Tower. And it's about this guy who's played by Kurt Russell. Remember that Walt Disney actor that later played in Escape from New York and all those movies? Well, anyway, Kurt Russell plays the bad guy in this movie, and he goes up to the tower of the University of Texas in Austin. And it's a huge tower. It's very tall and so very high. And so he goes up there with his rifle and he starts shooting students, you know, and killing them. And so after a lot of students are killed, one cop finally gets to go up there and he's very brave. And he's played by my friend, Richard Iniguez. And I've known him for years and years and years. And he also played in Boulevard Nights. I'm sure you remember that one. And he played the older brother, remember? Young, handsome person. And he still is. And he just called me and I'll call him back in a little while. The reason why I know him well is because of my other friend that I knew longer than Richard. And that was Pedro Martinez. I met him in my freshman class at Salesian High School, and we were kind of competing against each other. He was in the better group of our newspaper. It was a weekly newspaper. Can you imagine a school with a weekly newspaper? And it had 900 copies every week because there were about 900 some students. And it was called the Salesian Mustang. And so he was a great actor too. He was not only a great artist. I was the artist for the B group, and he was the artist for the A group of newspaper people, journalists. And so he was also an excellent actor. He won so many awards when uh, he was a sophomore, junior, and senior. And he beat out when we used to go to contests. And you know the Prince, I can't remember what her name is. Well, Prince Harry, and he married this woman recently. I forget her name. She's here in LA now, supposedly. Well, she went to that school in Hollywood. It's called Immaculate Heart High School. Very ritzy high school. A lot of the actors sent their daughters there, run by the Immaculate Heart Sisters, and it's still there. And they're still running it. And um, they had contests for the archdiocese, this beautiful theater, and he always won Best Actor. He was amazing. Pedro, he passed away since, but sad. So then, when he graduated from high school, he got into the Teatro Campesino, and He was excellent. He was going to go to New York to do Zoot, and then he got killed on Christmas Day. But that's how I know Richard. And Richard was an excellent actor. Like I said, he was in those two movies that were the better ones of all, the ones he made. And then he went before somebody and he said, some government group, and he was complaining that there weren't a lot of Latinos, and then they blackballed him. In those days, it was just okay. Now it's the same thing. We don't have enough Latinos in our movies. When do you ever see a Latino superhero? Ah, they do have them, but and one there was an account. But I have the rights to Aztec of the City, which I'm not writing. Well, I'm redoing somebody's play, and we're gonna put it on. It's about Latino superheroes, and no, gang members or gangbusters or whatever, or mafia or drug addicts or anything like they usually put us in and depict us Latinos. Some of you that are not Latinos, you would not know. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing now. I'm rewriting that play. Plus, I'm writing my own play, which is about Our Lady of Guadalupe, but a love story between um, an Aztec princess and a Latino, I'm not a Latino, they weren't Latinos yet. A conquistador, but not really a conquistador. One of the generals. No, a corporal of one of the who's very rich, and he's belongs to the armed forces of this king. But he falls in love with her, and then he helps him. He helps her help her people while the conquistadors are trying to destroy them. And it has the story of Our Lady of Guadalupe interwoven into it. It's pretty cool. And then if anybody knows of a way I can reach Stevie Wonder. I got all of his music and I listened to it and listened to it, and I said, "Wow, I don't have to change the lyrics, and I can do the story of Jesus with this music. It's beautiful." So if anybody knows Stevie Wonder, tell him I'm still looking for him. I showed my music to two very, very prominent musicians and actors. And one of them's an actor, and he said, "Wow, this is really cool." So I hope I'll be able to meet with Stevie Wonder and just ask him, "Please, can I have your rights?" And the piece that I wrote was it's called "The Gospel According to Stevie Wonder," but I haven't published it because I don't have permission. So that's what I'm looking for. Those are my projects. Since my one of my masters is in theater production, so yeah, that's what I'm doing. And we're gonna do Pinocchio as soon as this pandemic, and then we'll send it to you via these two little stations here. Okay, well now that I've blabbed so much, I'm going to go into what we're supposed to be doing, really being company to you, but also being educational. Okay, because we need to know about our faith more. So the more we know, the more holier we are. No, because there's people that know a lot, like there's been presidents that know a lot, and of the United States, and they haven't been nice sometimes. So it doesn't matter what you know as much as you can take, as much as you were allowed, because some people wanted to go to school, but they had to work. We have it easy, some of us. We just get out of our beds and hop on, and we're in our job already. But other people have to work really, really hard for what they got. And they can't go to school, even they sacrifice themselves. And they don't go to school so they can take care of their family. And then when they grow up, they have to take care of their other family. And it just goes on and on and on. But that's a big sacrifice because people know what they're capable of, and they go, "I can't do what I wanted to do because I had to take care of my family. I gave up a lot of stuff to take care of a lot of actors and actresses. Some of them just give up everything to be with their kids, and just for a while. They have babies and stuff, and then they want to take care of them, so they don't make movies, or they want to, but they know where their priorities are. Isn't that amazing? And some people don't care, so they don't care where their priorities are really sometimes. Okay, so yesterday we talked about that we can actually know about God. Okay, We have the capacity for God. That was the first chapter. And the desire for God. And who put that in us? God. He made us. So he put in us this little thing that we can search for him. He didn't want to say, like, I'm going to appear to you, because first of all, he's a spirit. And he could do all kinds of miracle things, but he wants us to follow him through faith. And if you look at all the miracles, the person had to have faith, or the people who were representing that person. Like, remember that paralytic that they had to take the roof off? In those days, yeah, they had a soft roof, and they sometimes even plant things on top of it. But then they took it apart and they shoved the man through, and they were his friends. He was paralytic; probably couldn't talk, and so they lowered him down. It was the faith of those people. If none of them had faith, it wouldn't have happened. You need faith. And all that means is you trust. You trust in God that he's telling you what he's telling you is true. That's faith in a small little way of saying it. And so he's saying, this is from the Catholic Catechism, remember? Catholic Catechism of the Catholic Church, it says. The Catechism of the Catholic Church. Okay. And then, remember yesterday we took about religion, that religion doesn't mean, all this sanctifying, putting your hands together and praying and all that stuff. Yes, you can do that, but that's not exactly what it means. It means living your life as God would like you to live it. It doesn't mean we follow like blind sheep, whatever the Pope says. We have to do exactly the way he says it. Well, yeah, we do, because it's the church, and God said, if you follow the church, you follow me. If you follow what the Pope said, which is good, you follow me. Good things. What if the Pope does a bad thing? Well, there have been popes that have been really, really bad. You would not believe. Read Alexander's, and they're just horrible. But um, that's not all there is to religion, and it's not nuns or their little habits, or it's not an institution. What does religion mean? A lot of people go, I don't have a religion, but I have spirituality. Well, Jesus wants you to have a religion. That's why he established it. He goes, I have my church, and I want my church to be one. One, not two, not three, one. Okay? And religion is defined as a strong belief in the supernatural, or supernatural powers, or whatever that kind of control the world, control our world. That's what they define religion as. Most dictionaries, okay, especially the best, which is the Merriam-Webster. It's the original one. Oh, so anyway, there's been so many civilizations, and they all search for God in different ways, okay? And it's a quest. It's not like hide and seek. Okay, we have to seek God, yes, because God put it in us, a God-seeking feeling in us. And now we say God, Frenchmen say Dieu, uh, uh, Latinos say Dios, or Hispanics, Dieu, French. What else? Uh, yeah, well, all those languages, they have a different name for God, because God really has no name that we can ever give him. We can't. We just have to make up a word so that we can say, we can describe him. Usually, it's more what we can describe that he is not. Like, he's not a sinner. He's not flesh and blood. He's a spirit. But when we say that, well, what does that mean? But if we say all the negatives about him, then we get somewhere somehow. So, so we're saying, yeah, we can be able to know God, because we have this thing in us. Okay, we have this thing in us, where even cultures, they have rituals, and they may be atheists. They follow nothing. Okay, oh, nothing God. We adore you, and that sort of stuff. We like material things. Material things can be like God's. Okay, so then it's talking about religion, and it means ligare. Re means a return, and ligare is like a liga, a bond, like a rubber band. In Spanish, rubber band, liga, religare is the word in Latin that we get this word from religion. And that's all it means. It means we bind ourselves. We bind ourselves to God. Because we're attracted to him like a magnet. And kind of, just words, but but then, like, what happened in ancient times, they started forgetting about God or not caring about God or being so busy that they overlooked God. And some of them just plain old, I hate God. I reject God. Those are the real atheists. Okay. In fact, the real atheists don't even mention God. They go, we don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about this God? We don't understand. We don't care. Okay. Real atheists. Okay. And sometimes even some of us who believed in God leave him because of other people's behavior. Okay. Like people are stealing and divorcing without any reason to and killing and they're so called, oh, I'm a Christian. Yeah, right. So then people leave belief because they see all these horrible things being done by so-called Christians, not just Catholics, not just denominational, but any type of Christian. Okay. But I already told you that yesterday. No matter of all of this rejection of God, God still loves us. Can you imagine? God still loves us for all that. Hmm? And he wants us to find him. Okay? And it's not a hide and seek then, okay? He's gonna hide it. Find me. No, he puts something in us that wants and he's just waiting for us. And when we finally find him and we are praising him and loving him and adoring him, and he's loving us right back. God answers us. He goes, "Wow, I'm delighted being with you. I want my dad and me to make a house in you, like it says in the Bible. I want to make a house and with you. Hi, Mary, hi, Liz, hi, Ben, hi." So that's what I'm just kind of paraphrasing because I don't want to read the whole thing. I told you I'm just going to give you the gist of it, an idea. So yeah, and then they come into us and they go, "You have a beautiful house," and that means our personhood, our body and soul. And then sometimes he says, "You know what? You better clean up a little bit. Stop talking about people in a bad way. Stop doing this. Stop doing that." Okay. So that was chapter 1. Now this next chapter is called Ways of Coming to Know God. Okay, so God put this thing in us, and we have to search for Him. How are ways that we have to search for God? Well, one of the ways is me, okay, ourselves. But before that, the world, okay. The world is a way to reach God, of approaching God. Hmm? The physical world and the human person, okay. And we can take the world first, okay. Uh, the world is, uh, it's really something that God created and it's beautiful and it's orderly and we can come to the knowledge of God as the origin and the end of the universe. The beginning, He began everything, and then the end of the universe, where God wants us to be with Him in heaven. He's the beginning and the end. And I'll read you some of the material that St. Paul says very quickly, because I told you I wasn't going to read this hardly at all, but I will. I'll just read these 2 sections. One of them is from St. Paul, and this is what he says. Of the Gentiles, that means us, non-Jews. Okay? Before they didn't like to allow non-Jews to be Christians. They thought, no, they have to be Jews, Jew Christians. And then St. Paul says, no, they don't have to follow the old law like us Jews did. Okay. For what can be known about God is plain to them, because God has shown it to them. Ever since creation of the world, his invisible nature, namely his eternal power and deity, have been clearly perceived in the things that have been made. You look at creation and you go, oh my God, this couldn't have just popped into existence. It's so planned. Have you seen animals? How how different each one little animal is, and there's billions of animals. And every year we're discovering a new species. Excuse me. Or new species. Okay. Lots of them. And they're so intricately beautiful, just studying them under a microscope, an electronic microscope. It's amazing. Just you can go deeper and deeper and deeper into this creation thing. Okay. Then St. Augustine says this about this challenge. He challenges us. He says, come on, let's see if we can do it. I bet you can't. And then this is what he says: question the beauty of the earth, question the beauty of the sea, question the beauty of the air distending and diffusing itself, question the beauty of the sky, question all these realities. And all of these realities respond, see, we are beautiful. Their beauty is a profession. Well, we call it like a confession. These beauties are subject to change. Who made them, if not the beautiful one, who is not subject to change? God does not change. He's always like the top of the ladder. He can't go anywhere because he's already there. That's why he's omnipresent. He can't know more because he knows everything. He has no potential. Isn't that weird? He's perfect. It's all act. Okay, so let's stop here and see if we can figure out if even a pagan who has God pushing him to find him, really, he's looking for the truth. Hi, Loretta. How's our little buddy doing? I need a massage, really. I really do. So anyway, let's take it now. You gotta think. Put on your little thinking caps. Remember that? Okay, let's do it this way. I'm gonna push this down a little bit and push this up a little bit. Okay. Let's pretend that this is creation. Okay. Let's pretend that this is creation. Oh boy, fun. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Okay, can you guys see it on that side? No, you can't. So I'll have to do something. Ooh, earthquake. No, I'm just joking. Sorry, I didn't mean that. That's scary. Okay, now here we go. This is creation. Okay, let's pretend there are books. Ouch, that's a heavy book. That's a catechism. Okay, let's pretend that our books are a lot of books are here, and they go all the way over there to infinity. Can you imagine? No end. And that's the past over there. And this over here is the future. Okay. And let's pretend there's a lot of books here, all piled like these books here. They just keep on going forever into the future. And these go to the past. Okay. That's our life in the past, and this is our life in the future. And this is the present. Oops, sorry. This is the present. Okay. This right here is the present. Now, let's put these a little bit apart and let's see how the world works. I have a seed. I plant a seed, okay, and it turns into a tree. Then that tree turns into a seed, and then there's a seed here now. And then this turns into a tree and hits this one. And then this has a seed, and then it goes into a tree, and this has a seed and goes into a tree. So it could be a seed and a tree different times, but it can be both. So we call this, let's just take one. We're going to take these books away. Okay. Take these books away. And we're only going to deal with two because we're going to deal with a thing called cause and effect. This is just talking about humans, about reality things. Okay. We're talking about things, not human beings as more or less as such. But we're talking how can we figure out from the earth, from creation, not including man, that there is a God. Okay. Now we're just going to take two of the books, pretend there's books going all the way that way, infinity, and all the way that way they're going to happen in the future. Okay. This is the present. Okay. Let's pretend this is a chicken and this is the egg. The chicken becomes the egg. Boom. The egg becomes a chicken, then the chicken becomes the egg, and the egg, and it goes on going down like that. Chicken, egg, chicken, egg, chicken, egg, chicken, egg. Mom, dad, kid, mom, dad, kid, mom, dad, kid. Wood, house, wood, house, wood, house. The wood becomes a house. Okay. Okay. Now this is called the cause. That comes okay right here, and this is called the effect. Whatever happens that this thing makes. So I'm a television repairman. I repair the TV. Boom. Okay. I'm I'm a piece of let's put a landslide. I hit this thing hits that, then another landslide and another landslide. Another landslide. This is called the cause, and this is called the effect. What happens from when this thing does something? So here's a chicken. There's an egg. Yeah. Then this becomes an egg. See, it's you can you can put one right next to the other, and they're what do you call it? It's a good word, and I can't remember it right now. But you can they're in what's the word? Come on, give me the word, somebody. This one can be this one. Um, oh my gosh. Well, anyway, what I'm trying to say is that this is the cause, and it hits this one, and this one becomes it's the effect. But then this can grow up from an egg, and it can hit this one now, which is the chicken laying the egg, and then this is the egg now that it laid. But then this grows. Interchangeable, that's the word. Okay. So before this was just the cause of this egg. And then when this grows up, this becomes a cause. So before it was the effect, and now it's the cause. They're interchangeable. Okay. So many years before Jesus was on this planet, there was Aristotle. Maybe it was 500 years before Jesus got on this planet was Aristotle. And he was brilliant. But during his lifetime, there was another group. He was a philosopher. There was another philosophy, another way of living. And these people said, no, everything is material. There's no spirit because they would say, oh, the gods are here. What gods? We don't believe in them. That was a group like that even then. And they would say, because look, it's cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. It goes all the way back to the past, and it's going to go all the way to the future. It'll always be like that. There was always a yesterday. When you say that your God's created the world, no, there was always a yesterday. But then it was this day he created the world. No, there's always a yesterday, a yesterday, a yesterday, a yesterday. And there will always be a tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. And there's the present. So there's no God. Why do you need a God? The world always was eternal world. So there's no God. Or for them, the gods. That's a bunch of baloney. So then Aristotle says, no, you're wrong. And they go, oh, really? We'll prove it. He goes, okay. So you're talking about a cause and an effect. There can only be two combinations of this called series, because when you have more than one, we call it a series. Okay. Like for instance, if you have a series of cars, it can't just be one. It has to be one or two. And then you can call it a series. More would be better. Like the World Series. If you have one game, it's not a series. But whatever happens in that game is going to happen in the other game and the other game. Not the same thing, but variations. But there's only so many rules. So one in the series will always be a baseball series. Okay, that's one thing. And et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So then he says, okay, so you want me to prove it, that you can't have eternal matter. I'll prove it to you. He says, okay, prove it to us. He goes, okay, let's say you're saying this is the cause and this is the effect. Okay, now let's study it. The only other combination of these two is CE. The only other combination is EC. That's it. Now let's see if CE works. Cause and effect. Okay. So I put a pan. I'm going to make it easy. He said, I put a pan of water filled with water, a pan, and I put it in the fire. What happens? Oh, it begins to boil. Okay, it begins to boil. Okay, let's take another example. I hit you. And what are you going to say? Ouch. Okay, so this is the cause and that's the effect. The fire is the cause and the boiling is the effect. Now let's take it modern, okay? Just you and I. Forget about Aristotle for a while. You press a button to the bomb and the bomb goes off. Okay? Then Aristotle, who was a famous philosopher Greek, he said, now let's do the other combination and see if it works. Now we're not doing cause and effect, we're doing effect and cause. Let's see if it works. Okay. The water boils, and then I put it on the flames. You laugh. It doesn't work. Doesn't happen. Okay. Your mind tells you that's ridiculous. Okay. Uh, then let's see what happens. Ah, ouch! And then I hit you. Doesn't work. You have to hit me before I say ouch. You can't effect and cause can't begin with an effect. Okay. The bomb goes off, and then I push the button. What are you going to push it with? You're already gone. You're blown away. Okay. You push the button, and then it blows up. That's cause and effect. Effect and cause doesn't work. The bomb goes off, and then you push the button. You go, ouch, and then you hit it. It doesn't work. It's ridiculous. So you always have to begin with a cause. Whoa. And that cause wasn't caused because you don't have an effect to cause it over here. That turns into a cause. There's always a cause. And it's the one that's not caused. And you know what Thomas Aquinas did in the year 1300 around there? He took those those proofs of not having an effect into a cause, but a cause into an effect. St. Thomas took those beliefs and those teachings of a pagan Aristotle and he used them to make 5 proofs of the existence of God. Isn't that nice? And that's what he did. He uses this. So you have an uncaused cause. It wasn't caused by an effect or anything. I mean, by another cause. It can't have an effect and then another. You have to begin with a cause. You got to begin with a cause because that's the way it is. You can't have an effect on this side by itself. And that's how he proved to them that, first of all, there had to be a first cause. And then after that, he went and proved some other things about God, that he had to be a spirit because he can't have moving parts because then it's not perfect. He talked about the perfection of God. This pagan guy, without knowing that one day a Christian was going to use his works to show you how we can reach God. And he was reaching truth. That's all he wanted. He didn't want to be mean to those guys, the atomists, to say that matter was eternal. He said, no, 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 no. I want the truth. I'm seeking the truth. That's why he did those studies, okay? And he went into all that stuff because God is truth, and God is beautiful, and God is love. So that's a nice thing. Well, tomorrow we're going to find out how we can reach God through man, not just through nature and the way nature works, but through us. Oh, did you understand that? It's kind of really difficult to understand. So if you don't understand that, don't feel badly. You're okay. Hello, Sophia. Oh, that was tiring. Okay, now it was brain consuming. Now what we're going to do is we're going to ask questions, okay, of the little ones. And if you get a question, you get a star. Okay, so little ones, come up and see if you can guess these, okay? Okay, now you tell me what these are. These are things you find in your house, okay? Just things in the house. Okay, are you ready? I am young and I remain young. I am old and I remain old. I have a mouth, but I can't speak to you. I have eyes, but I can't see you. What am I? I don't see any answers. Put your answers here, and you put your answers right here. I do opposite. Yeah. See where it says chat right there? Put your answers. Come on, you can do it. Adults, help them. Okay. What is it? I am young and I remain young if I am young. If I am old, I remain old. I have a mouth, but I don't speak. I have eyes, but I don't see. What am I? Do you know what that is? You're worse than the Spanish group. Shame on you. What is it? I'll give you a hint. Something you hang up on the wall. Oh my gosh, if you don't get it now. Nobody? It's a picture. Oh boy. I have 4 teeth and I bring home food very well. I am, I have 4 teeth and I bring food very, very diligently, very well. What is it? This is easy. 4 teeth. Oh my God. You don't know? No, nobody knows. A fork. Oh, jeez. Come on, kids, you can do this. Okay. I go around and go around, and in my pockets I remain. I'm around, and in my pockets I remain. What is it? That's easy. I'll just say one word: change. Well, nobody. You guys are terrible. Well, I guess those are kind of crummy anyway, aren't they? Yeah. Okay, well, listen, I gotta run. So I'll see you tomorrow, I hope. And I think I'm falling asleep right now because, again, I didn't sleep well last night. Well, because I'm insomniac anyway. I don't go to sleep till 10, 11. So if you ever want to call that late, you may. I don't know if you have my number in case you have some difficulty or something you want to talk about. You can call me. Yes, and Rebecca keeps on trying to beat me at this game we play, but she can't because I cheat. I go to the cheaters. It's called cheat the games, and you can get the passwords and I mean not the passwords, but the answers to puzzles. That's not nice, but it's fun. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a blessing. May Almighty God bless you and keep you safe in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Have a nice day, and may the Virgin Mary protect you with her mantle of health and healing and love. And I'll pray for all of you, and I'll remember you at Mass. Okay? Have a nice one. Bye bye. Nice to have you visit. Bye bye.